Hello and welcome back. Today I've got a bit of a camp project. I'm going to try to tackle the floating dock that I wanted to stick at the end of the other dock. So I've collected some stuff here, and I think I'm ready to go. I just gotta do some quick additional calculations to decide what I want to do. Now this pile of there's 28 buckets or 28 bottles here. I've actually been hanging on to these for, probably 15-20 years or something like that over the course of time. They've moved with us a few times. The plan of building a floating dock with these one day, and now that that day has come. The problem is I didn't really do any research back in the day. I just kind of grabbed them and held them. And I debated on how to do this, trying to seal the ends on them so that they actually, will hold air on their own. But I'm kind of worried about them leaking. So my plan right now is to position them such that they are, upside down. And if I can do that, then I don't have to worry too much about them leaking or anything, because the air will always be up, and it'll just sort of push down into the water, and any water that kind of gets up into it based on the pressure of the air or whatever will just come back out again when it comes back up. So that's the plan. The problem is that when I did the calculation on these they're 15-liter bottles, and when I did the calculation on how much buoyancy weight they can kind of hold, in total for all of the buckets, or all these jugs, with 28 jugs, it's just over like 925 or 950 pounds, something like that, roughly, which sounds like a lot, but when I was also trying to figure out how much the wood itself weighs, based on what I could find on the internet, it kind of felt like the amount of wood that I was going to use for the size of the dock I was building almost equated to the same amount of weight. So it's, the wood will be held up, but as soon as the person gets on it, it'll sink basically. So I think I'm going to adjust my sizing of the dock a bit. I was trying to do a 12 by 8. But I have two options. One, I could wait and get some other buckets or other barrels and sort of add buoyancy weight to it that way. But I think what I'm going to do is just make it small enough, but big enough that'll hold about 3 chairs, so 3 people could kind of get on a chair and sit and have a little bit of room around the chair. So that's my plan, is to figure out figure out how big I need to make it in order for it to build that size, but then also reduce the weight. Based on the internet's estimation of the weight of these 2x4s, I don't think it's accurate. It's saying that each one is like 25-30 pounds. Even this 2x8, which is wet right now, but at most this thing is like, I don't know, 5-10 pounds tops at most. But there's a lot of them, and they add up pretty quick. So I think in total I have 30 2x4s, 12 foot and 8 foot, and I have 20 deck boards, I believe. So if I just kind of use a rough measurement of say 10 pounds, if I calculate all 50 of them, that's 500 pounds. So if I do my math, it feels like it's going to be enough buoyancy to hold things up, but you're still looking at the corner being a little bit weaker than the rest. So I think reducing its size just to give me a little more control over the buoyancy of it and the weight, then I think that's the best. So anyway, I've got to figure that out. So my first step is to figure out the size that I want to make this thing. So I'm going to set up some chairs here and just take some rough measurements, and see what I want to do and go from there. If I do 6 by 10, that's going to be a decent amount. So it's a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger than I thought I was going to end up doing here, but and it means I have to cut pretty much every board as well. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, 6 by 10. So I have a rough idea how I want to do this. All right, step one complete here. You can sort of get a sense now for how I'm doing this. So, 6, 12, 18, 24, 28. So that's the plan. The barrels will kind of sit down in there, and then I gotta still secure them. Still kind of working out that. I'm also gonna lay 2x4s directly over top of those as the sort of supports that the deck boards will go on, and that'll also be the weight, I guess, of the buoyancy of the barrel coming up. Will hit those 2x4s, so that should be sufficient. I may throw another brace, maybe 2, kind of in the middle there, just to secure those 2 sections together, and then throw the 2x4s on top, although it probably doesn't need that with the 2x4s on top. But anyway, it's kind of a little past lunchtime now, and the couple of rain clouds blew through. I started spitting a little bit, got me a bit nervous, but looks like they've mostly blown through now. To see the sky there is pretty dark, but nice and blue over here, so, and up there as well. So I think I'm just going to take a break here, have some lunch, and then I'll get back to it. So see you in a bit. All right, had some lunch and coffee. We get back to it, but I think I'm gonna have to move this out onto the dock to finish it. It's getting a little bit heavy, and I'm kind of by myself now, so it's gonna be a bit of a struggle to get it out there if I finish it here. And I don't really want to wait. I want to get it in the water today. So I've also realized that since I reduced the size of it, I'm not going to need as many of the 2x4s over the top as I was originally thinking. So it actually works out pretty well, just to throw down basically in each of these, middle of each of these sections, I'll run a 2x4, and so across the middle there too. So that just makes basically six 2x4s basically on their flat across the top there, and then I gotta flip it over and put the jugs, I guess I'll call them, inside, and then get those fastened down. I had a couple different ideas, but I think I'm gonna use this mule tape stuff I got. It's like a nylon cloth sort of rope, but it's like a tape, I guess. I think I'm going to use that to just sort of secure them into place, and then it's not adding any more weight either. They hold pretty good between the 2x4s there, so just that they're a little bit long, so I don't want them to pop out or anything. So I'll have something to tie them down. So anyway, I think first step here is to get it out to the main dock, which is probably on its own going to be a bit of a challenge, but let's do it. Let's get set up and see what we can get it out there. All right, it wasn't so bad. I'm going to cut the 2x4s that are going to span the whole thing. I'll cut those out here first before I bring them over there and fasten them. I'm just going to right, it's looking pretty pretty gloomy out now. It's thunder in the distance here too, but anyway, got her ready. Tough part now is I gotta flip it over so I can get all the barrels secured. Now it's a little heavier too with those extra 2x4s, and I can't go through the middle anymore because of those extra 2x4s. So I guess wish me luck. We'll see how this goes. All right, looks like it's break time. But gonna take a break now and let this rain stop. It's unfortunate, it wasn't supposed to rain today, I thought, based on the forecast, so it's gonna be could be a wet afternoon. But anyway, for now I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna get the mule tape stuff started here, just sort of see how that's gonna work out. So I'll do that on the deck. Alright, the rain stopped. It's blue skies again, so time to get back to it. So I've got my first sort of batch of these sort of straps that I'm going to use to tie these down a bit. So let's see how that goes. It's all strapped down now, so it's a moment of truth. Gotta spin it, get it to the end of the dock, and then I'm gonna flip it in and hope she floats. So I think I'm gonna move the boat though first, because I don't want the motor getting hit there or anything. So Might spin it around maybe. So okay, anyway, let's do it here. It's floating. It's not too bad, but it's definitely tippy. I mean, I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit tippy, but yeah, so I gotta get the deck boards on. I gotta lock it in place here too. I don't float away. So the other thing I might do is put some posts down the sides to help kind of like just guide it, so that might help with the tippiness as well, putting 4 posts in. But anyway, I don't know, it's not bad, I guess. Let's catch it before it blows away though. Rain is really cramping my style, but I think I have enough cut now to do the dock face. But I guess I was kind of hoping to cook on the fire tonight, some sausage that I was going to cook, but rain's just not holding off long enough. It's kind of cut and go, so I think I'll just fire up the stove in there, fry it up in the pan, and maybe this rain will pass by the time I'm done dinner, and then I can lay some deck boards on the dock there. Anyway, if I do that, then I'll see you then. If not, then I don't know. Alright, we got another break in the rain here. Just finished eating, so I'm gonna get my stuff out here onto the dock and see if I can get a couple of boards on. Anyway, been a long day. It's probably after 8 o'clock now, but I think I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the evening. It's actually, wind's kind of died down now and the rain's sort of holding off, although, you know, still got some, looks like rain clouds rolling in. So, but yeah, anyway, so that's gonna be it. So hopefully, you know, I can make another improvement to this one a little bit later on, but for now it's good enough. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.